Now on KOIN 6 News at 6, police cannot stop a man fleeing the scene of a deadly traffic crash in Hillsborough. But they do track him down several hours later after he breaks into a nearby home. Welcome to KOIN 6 News at 6. I'm Ken BODDIE. The crash happened shortly before 9 o'clock this morning at Farmington Road and Highway 219 in Hillsborough. That's where we find reporter Chris Woodard with the latest. Chris?
Ken, the intersection here has been reopened for a few hours now, but earlier today this entire area was shut down, closed to traffic for more than 5 hours. That's also how long it took police to find this suspect after he took off into the woods.
Witnesses reported that 2 vehicles were involved in a head-on crash.
The aftermath leaves little doubt how horrible this crash was. Debris and vehicle parts scattered across the intersection, dozens of law enforcement officers on scene. 50-year-old Marcos Castillo of Vancouver dead.
The second driver actually fled the scene.
2 vehicles and 2 people involved in this crash. One dead, the other on the run.
And one of the deputies actually saw the driver, we'll call him a suspect now, fleeing the scene and ordered him to stop, and he continued to run.
Neighbors here say they heard the crash, loud skidding, and what one man describes as sounding like an explosion when the 2 cars met. He says he talked to the surviving driver at the scene, described him bleeding from the arm. The driver took off into the woods when deputies arrived, leaving his car behind.
We're still sorting out the specific details as to why he would run from the scene.
More than 5 hours later, with the help of canine units and citizen tips, deputies found and arrested 28-year-old Brian Onderdonk of Tigard. The man they believe was the surviving driver. According to the sheriff's office, he was running back and forth across the area and was arrested about a half a mile away from the crash scene. They say they found him at a home he'd broken into.
Well, there is a report that this vehicle was involved in some erratic driving overnight. We do not know if alcohol is a factor in this crash or not. It's certainly part of the investigation that we'll be following up on.
A sergeant with the sheriff's office tells us that Onderdonk will now be arrested for felony hit and run, attempted burglary, trespassing, theft, and criminal mischief. Now, a crash investigation here is still underway, but late this afternoon we did hear from the sheriff's office, and they say at this point Onderdonk they do not believe was driving impaired at all at the time of this crash, and that does not have anything to do with the cause of this crash. Reporting for you live in Hillsborough, I'm Chris Woodard for KOIN 6 News.